Dear students, in this module we will be discussing chapter 5 molecular biology, the topic nucleic acids, which are biopolymers. That means they are made up of monomers of the nucleotides. They carry the genetic information and they act as the catalytic and adapter molecule. The basic nucleic acids are the DNA and the RNA. Talking about the definition of the polymers, they are biological, not synthetic molecules, and they are made up of monomeric units. The RNA acts as the structural, catalytic, as well as adapter molecule. They are basically the nucleic acids comprise of nucleotides. Proteins are biopolymers. They are biological macromolecules formed by the combination of amino acids which are held together by peptide bond. And the nucleic acids, they are formed by the units of nucleotides, which comprises of the sugar, phosphate, and the nitrogenous base. So when we talk about nucleotide, it comprises of three basic components. They are the first, that is the phosphate, secondly the sugar, and thirdly it is the base, which is nitrogenous in nature. It is referred to as nitrogenous base because it consists of nitrogen. Now talking about the sugar, it is a 5-carbon sugar, that is the pentose. It is deoxyribose or ribose. Talking about the 6-carbon sugar, the example is glucose, and it is referred to as hexose because it comprises of 6 carbon atoms and therefore referred to as a hexose sugar. The other example of hexoses are mannose, galactose, which comprise of 6 carbon atoms. The 5-carbon sugar is referred to as pentoses. The examples include the ribose sugar and the deoxyribose sugar. Talking about, we can see here that it comprises of 5 carbon atoms, 1 prime, 2 prime, 3 prime, 4 prime, and the 5th carbon atom, it includes, that's on the outer side of the ring, that is a part of CH2OH. It has the pentose structure has a oxygen atom in the center. So this is the first, second, third, fourth, and 5th carbon atom respectively. 5th carbon atom is present on the outer side of the ring. So this is the pentose or the 5-carbon sugar. Basically, here we are going to talk about ribose and deoxyribose. The basic structural difference between the ribose sugar and the deoxyribose, it can be seen here in the pictorial representation, that in case of ribose, at the 2nd carbon atom, we've got a hydroxyl functional group. So in the 2nd as well as the 3rd carbon atom, the ribose contains OH, whereas in deoxyribose, in the 2nd carbon atom, hydrogen is present, hydroxyl, the functional group, is not there. And therefore, because of the presence of 2 hydroxyl group, ribose is more active, it has more functional group, and therefore it is more unstable in nature, whereas deoxyribose is more stable. So the basic difference is the presence of H and OH on the 2nd prime position. Thus, DNA deoxyribose is more stable because of less functional group, and thus DNA is more stable in comparison to that of the RNA because it comprises of the deoxyribose sugar, where deoxy refers to removal of oxygen from the 2nd carbon atom. Now talking about the phosphate group. The phosphate group is depicted in red over here. It basically comprises of phosphorus in the center. So the phosphate group comprises of phosphorus in the center. It is the basic moiety which forms the energy currency, that is the adenosine triphosphate structure. So in adenosine triphosphate there is presence of 3 phosphate group. It is polar, it consists of highly ionized oxygen atoms. Now discussing about the nitrogenous bases, which are basically the molecules that contain nitrogen and act as base, therefore referred to as nitrogenous bases. They are basically divided into 2. They comprise of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen and nitrogen, therefore called as nitrogenous bases. The base is the one which donates electrons and it forms new molecule, and thus the name given nitrogenous bases. Talking about the nitrogenous bases, they could either be a single ring or they could comprise of 2 rings as depicted in the diagram. So the pyrimidines and the purines, that is Py and Pu, are the 2 different types of nitrogenous bases, the one having single ring and the other having double ring. So thiamine, cytosine and uracil, they are single ringed pyrimidines, and the purines are adenine and guanine. So the structure of the purines, which are single, which have 2 rings, and the structure of pyrimidines, which have a single ring. The purines, they are larger as they comprise of 2 ringed structure, and the pyrimidines, they are smaller. Both of them contain the nitrogen and therefore referred to as nitrogenous bases. Now talking about the nitrogenous bases, the bonding which takes place between the phosphate and the nitrogenous base and the sugar and the phosphate, which results in the formation of polynucleotide. So this is the schematic representation of a ribose sugar at the first carbon atom, and it consists of CH2OH group at the 5th carbon atom. Now this carbon at the carbon at the first position, it gets linked to the nitrogenous base. So here there is a bond which is being established between the first carbon and the nitrogen which is present at the first position. So that is what is referred to as the glycosidic bond, which is formed between a sugar and a nitrogenous base. So that's present between the carbon 1 and the nitrogen, which is at the 9th position. Here talking about the sugar and the phosphate, so the bond is present, that is the ester bond, which is present at the 5th carbon atom. The 5th carbon atom of the ribose sugar, which contains CH2OH group, it gets linked to the phosphate group. Thus the bond which is formed is the phosphodiester linkage, which is formed between the 3rd carbon atom and the carbon atom which is present. So here we can see that a phosphodiester bond is being established between the 3rd and the 5th carbon atom, and therefore it is referred to as the 3' 5' phosphodiester bond. The sugar phosphate forms the backbone, and they are linked with the help of phosphodiester linkage. So as the DNA, it comprises of a double helical structure which is anti-parallel in nature. We can see that the structure of the dinucleotide, where A and T, that means adenine and thiamine, there exists the hydrogen bond, which is a double bond, and between the nitrogenous base G and C, there is a triple bond which is present. So thus, between two nitrogenous bases, that is, if we talk about A and T, is a single bond. Between G and C, there is presence of triple bond. And these bonds which are present, they are hydrogen bonds. And hydrogen bonds, they can be easily broken down. So this is the ladder model of the DNA, where the backbone is formed out of sugar and phosphate, and the steps they are formed of the nitrogenous bases, that is A, T, G and C. So when we talk about the diagrammatic representation of DNA, it's a double helical structure which is antiparallel, comprising of 3' 5' end. At the 5' end, it's a phosphate, and 3' end, it's the hydroxyl end. And there is the distance which is present between the two base pairs. So the height of the helix, that is 3.4 nanometer, and in each turn there are present 10 base pairs. Hopefully you must have understood. Thank you.